What is up, everybody? This is DanDanTheFireman here. I want to talk to you about some beginner motorcycle gear for the wintertime. Now, the reason why I picked beginner is because a lot of the stuff is on the lower end of price points. It's not going to be like Klim or those really big, high expensive jackets and pants that are like $800 each. This is going to be something that I've been trying to do to where it's going to be knocking down to the lower end, but still offer that protection and still offer that comfort when it comes to riding in the wintertime. I'll be going over jackets, pants, gloves, and some under base layers. These are things that have helped me while riding in the wintertime here in southern Arizona. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump into jackets. What you're going to need is a really good outer shell. So basically just a really good jacket. What I use is the Roland Tracker jacket during the wintertime. It is a waxed cotton, so not a lot of airflow is going to be going through. The zippers are pretty much covered. But the thing is, the Tracker jacket is no more. They're not making Tracker jackets no more from Roland Sands. What they're making now is the Roland Sands Truman jacket. Now, that's the one thing that I found that kind of matches my Tracker jacket. It's a really nice, really good looking jacket. It's roughly $300, and it does not come with the elbow and shoulder armor, but it does have slots for elbow, shoulder, and back armor. It looks really awesome. We're going to start off with that, and now we're going to go ahead and jump into something that doesn't look as aesthetic, but it does offer a lot more in terms of performance and a lot more in terms of accessories and construction. So we got the Firstgear Jaunt T2. Now, this is the men's motorcycle textile jacket. So it is not a leather jacket, it is a textile jacket. It has a 600 denier outer shell, and it's super durable and abrasion resistant. It does have a removable insulated liner and multiple vents, so you can use this jacket season to season. But here's the thing, it's more of a touring jacket. It's not really a street or cruiser jacket, but you can definitely pull it off if you get black on black, but you can also get really high reflective neon yellow. It does come with CE approved armor in the shoulders and elbows with reflective strips on the front, sides, arms, and back. So that's really good, especially in the wintertime, because there's not going to be a lot of daylight in the wintertime. So you're going to be hitting, the dusk and dawns when you'll be going to work if you do commute on your motorcycle. It has a ton of pockets inside and outside the jacket, so you can definitely carry everything you need. It is waterproof and breathable, which is really good for some of you that do hit some rain in the wintertime, or if it's just like a really high moisture area. But yes, it will have a larger, boxier, more universal fit, not a tucked in type jacket that you're gonna have when it comes to sport bikes. Next, we're gonna switch to Tourmaster Transition Series 4 jacket. Now, this is a proper touring jacket, and it serves multiple purposes. Just like the Firstgear Jaunt T2, you can get away with just going all black, and it will kind of look like a sport jacket, or you can even pull it off when you're riding on a cruiser motorcycle. It does come in a high-vis version and a light and gray gunmetal, so you have a ton of different options here. It does come with CE approved shoulder and elbow armor, so you have that going for you already, and it does have a back protector slot that you can put CE approved back protection. It is waterproof and breathable with a rain guard barrier, removable thermal liner, and has a ton of pockets, especially if you're going to be commuting or touring with this jacket. I think this is probably one of the better ones that you can go for. It does come in at $269.99. Now, with my beginner's guide to motorcycle gear, I talked about 3 pants. I talked about the Speed and Strength Rust and Redemption jeans that I currently wear, and I still wear all season. You also have the Scorpion Exo Covert jeans and the Joe Rocket Men's Accelerator jeans. These are all great jeans that you could definitely use in the wintertime with the base layers that I'm going to be talking about real soon. So if you guys want to go ahead and check that video out, there's going to be a card in the upper right. And just like all the stuff I'm talking about, there are links in the description. So if you want to check out those jeans, go ahead and check them out. And same thing with everything else here. But let's go ahead and move on to the base layer, because this is what's super important when it comes to winter riding. And this is what has saved me many times when it comes to being way too cold while riding and having to pull off to kind of warm up. So let's go ahead and talk about base layers. I'm going to talk about 2 different brands of base layers. One that I have used all my riding experience, and then there's some that comes from Dainese. I think that's how you say it. It's the Dainese D-Core dry shirt and pants. I highly recommend you getting shirts and pants, long sleeve and long pants, and not necessarily the super fitted kind where it's going to be stuck to your skin like a compression. You want to get something that will fit underneath your jeans and will fit underneath a shirt and your jacket nice and comfortably, but will not restrict any movement. So the Dainese D-Core dry shirts and pants seem to pull that off by being pretty much a compression shirt but not being restrictive. So it is a long sleeve and a long pant. It will keep you dry from moisture. These are rated for 0 degrees Celsius and higher, and it does come with an Armour pad for added comfort in the contact areas. So that's what's really nice about having something that's motorcycle related when it comes to a base layer. Now what I use is Under Armour's men's ColdGear. And like I said, I don't get the constricting compression version. I get the fitted version. I do have links to those in the description. There is a slight difference when it comes to that. So what I use is a ColdGear long sleeve shirt and a ColdGear pant. I put my underwear on, I put the ColdGear pants on, and then I put my motorcycle Speed and Strength Rust and Redemption pants on. Now when I put my ColdGear shirt on, I put my ColdGear shirt, then I put a regular shirt on, and then I put my jacket on. Then let your base layer do its job by keeping you warm underneath all that gear. Let's go ahead and move on to gloves because your hands are going to freeze up. I personally use the Roland Sands Judge glove, but they do not have the Roland Sands Judge glove anymore. It's discontinued. I got it a couple years ago. Roland Sands does have a new glove that looks just like that, but is a newer version. It's the Roland Sands Ace gloves. Now these things look really cool. They're really aggressive, pre-curved, so they fit great. If they're anything like the Judge gloves or like my Diesel gloves that I have, they are going to look awesome and feel awesome in your hand. Now all they really are is just top grain cowhide with some padding. It's not going to be the absolute best in protection, but my Judge gloves do keep my hand nice and warm. Let's go ahead and jump into something that has a little more performance than Roland Sands and is actually a little bit cheaper, but does not look as aesthetic, especially in the cruiser market. This is more of a sport bike or touring market. So what we have here is the Joe Rocket Wind Chill, and it looks kind of like the Ace, but a little bit different, but it also has some really good performance. The one thing that I really like about the Joe Rocket Wind Chill gloves is it does have a waterproof dry tech midliner in between the layers of leather, so that's really nice. That right there will provide better performance compared to the Ace gloves, but like I said, you're kind of sacrificing a little bit of looks and it's probably a little bit of dexterity. You have 100 grams of Thinsulate, which is basically like a base layer built into the glove, so that will keep you nice and warm. It has integrated high density knuckle armor, leather reinforcements throughout, vibration dissipating gel palm, which is very nice when you're riding on a cruiser. And it is a gauntlet style glove, but it does have a secure hook and loop wrist closure, so that's really nice to have. Let's go ahead and jump into the next glove I want to talk about, which is the Cortech Men's Scarab 2.0. Now these things, I actually think they look pretty cool. They come in at $94.99 on Amazon Prime right now as at the time of me talking about this. And these are more of the sport bike looking gloves, but you can definitely get away with wearing these on any type of motorcycle. So these things are constructed using abrasion resistant drum dyed goat skin leather. It has a 3-layer waterproof and breathable liner. It also has 100 grams of Thinsulate insulation. So you are going to get that base layer built into the glove. So these are going to be nice and warm gloves. It includes a TPR shield wiper blade and 3M Scotch-Lite reflective piping. So you're able to wipe your visor with these gloves. I think that's pretty cool. And it does have touchscreen compatible conductive thumb and index fingers. So if you are using your phone for GPS, or if you are using a Indian motorcycle touchpad on their cruisers or Harley Davidson touchpads, you're able to use these gloves with that. These are gauntlet cuffs, and they do have a dual hook and loop. And on the inside, yes, you will have the 2mm fleece liner. Now, the one thing a lot of people do not talk about when it comes to winter gear is they don't talk about keeping your face and head warm. A lot of people think if I just have a full face helmet, my head will stay nice and warm. Well, with me and my Bell Bullet, I have a ton of airflow, and underneath it gets a lot of wind. So my chin goes numb from the cold, my nose goes numb, my eyes actually start getting really cold. Everything basically just gets super cold inside my helmet. So what has saved me is that I got a balaclava. Now, I just got something off of Amazon. It was kind of cheap, but I went and looked, and I'm going to be ordering a Klim Balaclava pretty soon because this one does what it's supposed to do, and it's not that expensive. It's about $29.99 on Amazon Prime, and Klim is a great brand. They do a good job with all their gear. and usually they are super expensive, but this is about the price that I paid when it came to my balaclava. Now, one thing you want when it comes to a balaclava is that you want to be able to have a full face one. Now, I use just the chin mounted ones when I had my 3/4 helmet, but when it comes to a full face helmet, you are definitely going to want a full face balaclava, and especially with a neck sleeve. Now, what the neck part does when it's nice and long is it tucks inside your jacket, and these are usually wind resistant. So now your neck is going to stay nice and warm, and you're not going to have the wind going down into your jacket. Your chin's going to stay nice and warm, your ears are going to stay nice and warm, and then the top of your head is actually stay nice and warm. One thing I did notice when I put on my helmets with the balaclava is that it actually slid on a lot easier. Now, another thing you're going to have to kind of watch out is if you do wear headphones or if you do have any type of voice communication, be prepared to have it a little bit muffled, or be prepared to put all that stuff on, then the balaclava on last. And you are going to look kind of awkward with having this on, so be careful when you go into a store and you take your helmet off but leave the balaclava on. Some people might get scared, so just be aware of that. But guys, those are my tips and some of the gear that I use and what I recommend when it comes to winter motorcycle riding. And if you like the footage in the background, click that subscribe button. Right next to it there is a notification bell. If you click that and activate it, you will be notified every single time I post one of these videos or any videos. But with that said, I hope you guys ride safe, wear your gear, keep riding during the winter time, and I'll see you guys later.